Welcome back. It's time for the last match of the day. It's time for Inferno, NIP versus Astralis. It's a difficult day of matches in terms of opponent for NIP, but can they get a win on the board here on Inferno?
Yeah, I mean, I was so totally surprised by last map, just how well they played in contrast to how, I guess even versus Fnatic, all the clutch rounds and so on, it seemed like a very different game could have happened in a universe very close to ours. So there might be a chance here on Inferno, but I love Astralis' Inferno, love Xyp9x on Banana, and Device is very good at hopping on this map. So I don't think the problem will get any less great, but maybe NIP are up to the challenge.
It was a pretty close Mirage.
Yeah, I think Inferno is always a difficult one because everybody's so familiar with the basics that it can often just come down to some of the clutches with teams of this caliber and also this level of experience. So I could absolutely see NIP winning this match. I think it's very likely it could be very close. It should be fun. We'll find out very shortly. As NIP do kick things off well for the pistol here, opening up top mid with a frag. That's the first sort of obstacle out of the way with get that man advantage. Now they can absolutely group together and go for a push. Still taking the battles though. And Xyp9x is being tagged down. This is not a good look for Astralis and this pistol.
Yeah, but I was going to say it can quickly change, and perhaps it still can, although the likelihood continues to go lower. Magic with a great flick, but now he's alone, and now he joins his teammates in the afterlife in Valhalla. Pistol round for Ninjas in Pajamas. See what Astralis choose to do. And especially Device, 1400, we'll see in a second. Some highlights from that round. Ding dong, there you go.
This was a Mad Max-esque strat, where they all kind of went off and did their own thing, and everybody got kills, and they were all very aggressive.
Full CZ play for Astralis in this round. Only Magisboy, though, buys Kevlar. And again, the smokes are out for Astralis. They'll try to slow down the approach from Ninjas in Pajamas and try to get the clock to become an enemy for the Ninjas. And you can see NIP engaging early, trying to bait these grenades out, trying to identify the setup of the CT side. 2 of 5 smokes are now down.
It's a confusing time for Astralis. It's never easy. You do have to make guesses and take risks in the position of Astralis. And they don't have any info. They've got a couple smokes left though. But Xyp9x is likely going to concede the arch side if the peeking goes correctly here with the spacing for NIP. They've got good spacing here. They actually sort of scare NIP back, and GetRight's going to open things up as well, taking out Magisk. More rotations coming in now from Astralis. There's still hope for them with the CZs, but NIP should be okay.
Really taking their time here. Flank's imminent.
Ooh, the Graveyard player as well. 1 down. They've surely spotted Xyp9x. Xyp9x is dead. Indeed, Glaive with the AK-47, catching Forest completely off guard. And that's a problem for them. GetRight taking some damage. They will go for double peek now, dancing around the pillar as Glaive, but perhaps the greatest threat has been taken away. Device collecting the AK-47, and he will hold on to that for the time being. Making his exit. 2-0 for NIP.
The arch split has proved to be effective on the anti-ecos, time and time again.
Yeah, I guess it's the only way to really properly clear and safely clear the corners in the sites. I suppose those close angles around the boxes. Would you say that's the main reason why you would advocate the split in that way?
I mean, I think definitely, like, you still have all the same tenets of why it would work on a rifle round, just compromising all those spots. I think that's what we saw was because it was such a slow arch take, even though they had a double setup at arch, there was only the pallet and only that back corner that they could stand on. So once they got too scared to stand there, there was nowhere else. So just going arch in itself seems pretty easy, and I guess for that reason, there's a lot of good reasons to try to split there.
Device has dropped his pistol to a teammate, and he's invested full armor in this round. A gamble play. Obviously, this does compromise his opportunity at the AWP later on, unless he gets some kills. Got to be careful. Doesn't want a double peek, but the trade will be there, and perhaps Get Right can collect that the AK-47 in due course. I think Dennis has collected it. As the Mac 10's on the floor. Oh no, there it is. Oh, Magic's Boy close. P250, that will be good for the time being. Almost 2 for him. And again, now it's Dupree's turn to try and get a 1 versus 1. Catch, Get Right off guard, and he'll do exactly that. Big problems now for NIP.
Yeah, they're just going to have to make a call and go with it, and B makes a lot of sense at this point. They've got only 1 player in the side to worry about, but it's always scary. Even though Zipex only has a USP, you just need the element of surprise. You just need to... NIP must clear the site fully before they try to go for a plant. And here it is. But that's the problem. Having spotted the distraction from the Coffin's area, we can see that NIP, they didn't have the right amount of focus towards the back of the sites. And now 30 seconds for Rez to get out of this predicament, but he doesn't know where the second player is going to come from. This is very, very awkward, and eventually Zipex with the USP stays alive and wins the round with the help of his teammates, providing that crucial distraction.
I think the best way to fix like this is just too crazy. There's like, he's like halfway down mid, you know? That kill shouldn't come out so fast. I think the, maybe the one thing is to make the price of the gun cost more. I feel like the price of the gun will go up, and it'll be hilarious to think about a time where the CZ cost $500.
You say hilarious, but this is a very long period of time that we have suffered. This will be burned in my memory like a tattoo on my ass.
Well, it kind of felt like forever when the Tech 9 was 302.
What do you say about just having it so that you either pick the CZ or the Deagle?
Yeah, I mean, I hate loadouts, but I could see that being a possibility. Like something that they might do.
That actually presents a very interesting choice, because they're very 2 different weapons, so you actually have a choice there, which is not obvious, which is how it should be.
Well, for me, I'm never going to switch off the Deagle, but
no, exactly.
I'm also not playing for money, so...
You're not going to go full Alu then, with the revolver?
Definitely not. I have no joy in killing anyone with a revolver. That, on the other hand, that's a feeling that can't be replaced.
That's true. But yeah, that could actually make a lot of sense. But I don't think it will ever be a thing. So, oh yeah. That if you just extend it a little bit, the slow motion, that sound is so. Oh, it feels good.
That sounds satisfied.
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 What is this? Both teams on the buy. Device getting aggressive, but Draken will punish him. Draken will also see the gun collected, so he knows the AWP is still in play. Rez in an interesting position. Look at the peaks from Get Right and the spray. Magic's Boy down to 5 HP. Got to be careful. Dropping down. Get Right chasing, but there's a player on short as well. Stereo frags for both sides. 4 versus 3 for NIP though, and there's nobody on the B bomb site for the moment. They will gamble push, or rotate rather, 2 of the 3 players in that direction. Although one is kind of holding Arch, ready to rotate on Speedway. Glaive spots the info, tries to buy time for the rotation, but there's a T-side smoke as well. Almost 2, but it will be 1. Does Dupree make a play for construction?
This will be tough. Be quite tough indeed. Will they go for it? Zipex already falling back in a way. Same for Dupree. 2-2 now. 3-2 for NIP. Definitely looking pretty good. This is the sad thing today, is that NIP have looked pretty good. It's like they're playing pretty good Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
It's just that they've been up against Fnatic, who are in great form. And the same can be said for Astralis. In fact, Fnatic and Astralis may be the two toughest opponents in the online league. Of course, you know, you do have FaZe, but
nah, they're 3-3.
Yeah, I mean, their online form hasn't been as good as Fnatic's.
They just lost the best of 3 to Virtus Pro on LAN.
They did. Yes, indeed, they did. I didn't see that game, did you? I just saw the stats.
Yeah, I just saw
owning people.
Yeah, Mihu went in. Feels good, man. Because because Mihu is a great player, but for some reason, whenever he's played with Virtus Pro, it's never been good.
Yeah. And also, there's been so many really good Polish players that seemingly just never sort of entered the top tier. Whereas, like, you know, France, Sweden, these other huge Counter-Strike nations have multiple top-tier teams, but Poland's only ever produced Virtus Pro, which always surprised me massively.
Absolutely. You got Sparrow, Innocent.
Yeah, Minais.
Nice, yeah.
Ralin.
The list goes on.
Ralin with his King of the Internet AWP. Best name tag ever. All caps, of course. Timing, dancing, teasing. Now Draken has to pay more.
Hyper. He was really good.
Fourth player towards the A site for Astralis. Trusting in Glaive towards B. But here come the Mandem from Ninjas in Pyjamas to take Banana.
Shroud. Stanislav.
I see what you did there. Stanislav. There we go. Glaive. In a good position to get the spot there. Dennis, look at this flank. This could be so huge. How on earth did he manage to sneak his way through?
This is the James Bardolph.
This is... Oh, it is! But, well, it's actually not quite. Almost.
Oh.
The smoke needs to be gone so he could have clear vision of the second player, but did he do enough damage? Because that's an impressive hold from Zipex to still get 2 kills whilst the flank is active. NIP still have the take of the side. It's a 2v2, and it will soon be a 2v2 after plant here. So it's still up in the air. Who will win this round?
No grenades for the T side, no more smokes. Device already at the angle. That leaves Get Right in a 1 versus 2. Does he detect sound or is he just peeking?
Oh boy. Oh, they just did such a good job of closing off that angle. They both shoulder peeked enough to make it really uncomfortable for Get Right to pick where the fight was going to come from first. That was just awesome spacing. It's a little bit fortunate because you can't really know what angles are being covered, but just them taking their time was what they needed.
Double AWPs for the CT side. Device dropping some guns as well. Here's the play from Zipex. And very important to get multi-frags there and try to buy time for his team. And he did that with success. 3-3. Limited buy for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Grenade is like, look at the bouncing all the way up mid. Perhaps trying to catch Device. Looking towards bench or otherwise, somewhere else. But not this time. No early pick for Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Going for the A push here. The explosion into top mid. Device ready and waiting for anyone to show themselves, but they are under the cover of smoke as, well, by design. 4 players for Astralis in position. They have the Banana player asking questions as well. Oh, the Banana player actually is falling back. Glaive. Slightly out of position there. He can't take a more forward spot now. He realizes that his window to do that is gone, but he actually might. Or they could line up. He gets spun right at the back. It's Forest. You are the first player to go down here. Look how fast they're rushing him. No chance to escape. He is given no quarter. Device and Zipex quick to the rotation there from CT, but a great rotation from NIP, and a small moment of doubt from Glaive is what cost him.
CT's moving through construction. They will be heard. And this time there are grenades for the T side. There's a gap in that grenade though, Get Right must realize that. Astralis somewhat trapped now, maybe trying to, well, let's see. This is a 4 versus 4 retake, and at this point, surely it's time to save. They realize that as well. Zipex in too deep. Device wants to maybe pick a player off, but really, can they afford to lose these weapons? Magic's Boy says yes. This is a reasonable setup, actually, considering Device is the initial engager for the most part, and they will all die. That is quite the containment from Astralis.
I wonder why they exited that way. Or maybe they actually didn't know for sure if there was 2 people there because they boosted up, but they didn't take a shot. So, and maybe they were like, oh, well, we'll exit this way, and we can also potentially get some kills. But now NIP have less money than Astralis, even though they just won the rounds. And they should have won with 4 alive. They are on 4 MAC-10s.
4 MAC-10s charging up the Banana position. Oh, yes, the auto shotgun. Oh, it deserves more. Go back, Glaive, go back. You know you want to. Oh, that's the bomb as well. I am a happy man. Punishing a reload or trying to, but he's got a reload of his own, which makes things awkward. And there is the last kill for Magic's Boy. Let's keep that auto shotgun going.
I love the auto shotgun, especially on B. It's a lot of fun. It's just another like satisfying gun.
That is
yes.
beautiful.
Oh, that was.
We passed the 3 million giveaway mark.
Yeah.
3 million face-up points have been given away in a very short space of time.
Yeah. I still have no face-up points.
Very short space of time. It's because you're not good enough then. I've got face-up points.
Maybe I do have some.
You must do. You must. You can get some in the monthly ladders.
Well, I think I got some from playing, like winning Quake Cups like years ago in 2012. I think I still have points from that. Let's see. Dupree making his way through the apps. What a push. What a push. He's going to hit the stepping. We saw a lot of this from Astralis the other day on Inferno as well. They were just like, so active, pushing all over the place. Okay. That's kind of the round over with. Then Glaive as well. It's pushing him all the way back to T-spawn.
This is just kind of absurd. The fact that they only, because they died on the save, they had to buy Mac-10s and just got owned, gave up so much money to the shotguns, and now Astralis just like total control of the economy.
Total control.
One round lead for Astralis, but likely to be two. The NIP money is almost a clean $2,000 per person, and in that they cannot offer much. Chit chats, perhaps.
Yeah, having a good old chin wag. Ever heard that term before?
No, but I was just envisioning it.
Chin wag.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's very intuitive.
Wagging of the chin.
It's pretty English.
You guys have so many idioms.
Yeah, we've been around for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
That is true. I always wondered why.
Why we've been around for a while?
No. I haven't wondered that, and I'm also fine with that. I'm just saying. I was just wondering.
What are you saying, Lourdes?
How many? Why do you have so many idioms? That's what I was wondering. I didn't realize there was just so much history.
Wasn't much else to do apart from that. Play darts.
I like darts. You like darts?
I don't really. I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent to darts.
I have good hand-eye.
Although it's fun to watch how crazy the crowd are at darts events. They're absolutely bananas.
Yeah, that's the fun thing. Yeah, and also it's a sport where like all the pros are just hammered.
Yes, they're all hammered.
It's nuts,
I love how they all have just great big bellies, and they're just the same guys who just drink a lot at bars.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You know? And they're fantastic at darts.
And they're so good at something that requires hand-eye coordination.
It's awesome.
They're all just hammered.
That's truly the dream. That's truly the dream.
It does kind of feel like James mentioned, because their events are so hyped that we're missing a trick somewhere. Like maybe they've all figured it out. But look at this mid push here. Device offering support with the AWP, maybe going towards the apps as well at some point in the future. Very aggressive stuff here from Astralis. Look how long they're just staying out here. There's a slow approach to second mid, but Dupree gets a catch. So does Device. This is paid off. Going back for another one, and that is him biting off more than he could shoot.
Pretty violent game of Counter-Strike so far. 3 versus 2. It's winnable for both sides. Magic's Boy currently posting up in the graveyard position. Again, either of these CTs, they need 2 frags. They need 2 frags. Zepex is in a position where he can try to fall off. He has a smoke grenade in tow as well. So if NIP are to take a journey towards Banana, they need to do it in good time, otherwise that smoke grenade could destroy them. Oh my god, that is quite the frag from Zepex, and he will contain towards top Banana. However, there is a scout that has been sent towards A, but there is the bomb, and now Dennis has got to... Oh, actually no, he's close enough, he doesn't have to run. 30 seconds though, but running will be required eventually. Make a play towards the balcony, it seems. The stairs would take too long. Oh, he's heard, but he has not seen. And he's got to give sound cues away now. And he's got to fight versus a headshot position. Oh my God, Dennis. But the rotation's already there from Zipex, and he was not going to expect this. Actually, or maybe he was. There's a flashbang for him. Zipex is on the site, hasn't seen it just yet. Oh, that's so awkward. But it is the round for Astralis.
Damn.
That was insane.
That was insane. Imagine if he goes B there, but he knew that the other player was on banana, so...
No time.
Just a nice fast rotate. He had time to go back to B, but it would have been like here he has 20 seconds. Definitely would have been full committal though.
So, back onto the pistols for NIP. It's not ever all that fun. They're just going to run into mid. Do they have a flash? I forget which team it was. There's, I want to say Fnatic or Envious of old. It's just have like a flash and they would have like an explosion with a flash and CZs up top mids, and it was always quite effective at breaking the first sort of choke points, sort of getting you into Arch side if you wanted it. 4 players towards A. It seems like Astralis have a read here. They've left 1 man in banana. Glaive presumably. Oh, it's actually Zipex this time, not a Glaive. No AWP though, so Zipex just has that deep vision, that deep angle. You can see very far. Gets a good amount of warning should they decide to go up banana. But they don't have any grenades as well, so whatever they do is fairly telegraphed. In your position here to explode onto that A site. And Astralis are floating back a player on Speedway, so they're going to be ready for this as soon as it decides to come in. Finally, we get the push here. Very well timed counter flashes coming in from Astralis, but still, the trades will happen.
Just a 1 kill. M4 picked up. There is a smoke grenade. They could isolate the pit player and play close towards the sites, perhaps. Although, this is a very strong hold from Astralis, minimizing the damage. 8-4, looking like a good half for Astralis.
The setup was very appropriate. They had everything. Everyone was in a safe position for themselves. No one was pushed up too far, and they had the 2-3, even though they had vision down banana. They were pretty sure it was going to be A, but if, in case there was some pop flash from the bottom B, they had, you know, a guy back there. And everyone picked very safe spots. Nice and clean.
Yeah, I guess part of NIP's strategy there is to test the discipline of the opposing side. And it's a test that Astralis passed flying colors. Ooh.
They give the sticker star to Astralis.
The what?
They give the sticker star to Astralis.
Ah.
Do you guys do sticker stars? And actually, we're on a...
We do. Yeah, we got those. That is a thing. Zipex, good defense, able to take down the first player, just sort of peeking without any flashbangs actually. I guess they didn't presume Zipex could still be at the sandbags position, wins the second 1v1 without the assist. Oh my god, they're walking into Zipex 1 by 1. Out comes CZ, he wants more, he's hungry. He'll be denied. Gets the info at least.
This is crazy. What is going on right now?
People just jumping around. Jumping around, running around.
Device's turn. So much spam earlier on from Draken. Does he feel like he's being baited here? There's a flashbang for a pop flash peek of the AWP. Gotta be really careful about this one.
Oh boy.
Doing his best, he's still alive. And now he's dead. Second AWP collected for Astralis as they move to a 5-round lead over Ninjas in Pyjamas, who can buy once again. But it won't be the best.
I've got to say that, like you were mentioning the baits, that was actually such a smart sort of passage of play from both players. Device to suggest that he would just keep spamming and to suggest that he'd create an open window for a player to push him whilst he knows that he's setting that up, versus Draken not doing anything because he knows that that's what he's trying to do. That's pretty cool. That's just very cool. Little mind games there between the two players.
Yeah, sometimes you spam a smoke because you know somebody will push through in the middle of a reload. Oh, they nail the boost.
Boost
Mad's in a tough spot. They jump up halls.
You hate when that happens so much. Like losing 2 players straight away. So it's almost just insta-save territory when this sort of thing happens. We'll see if Astralis can get something though.
I think they can buy next round.
Still though, it's so disadvantageous to push in without getting a fast frag. It does seem like they've set up for exits here, sort of aggressive exits. Where will NIP hide there? Will they go into pits? Device does have a nade actually.
Is it worth risking the AWP though?
Well, they
Probably
can buy
not.
next round, no matter what.
Oh yes, it's the last round. Second last round.
These kills are big because NIP can't buy if they... Uh-oh, whoa.
Door open, door closed. Damn.
Very nice. That's very fast. I do feel like a lot of people are looking for that these days, though. It seems very common to go for that boost in apps. Apps is just very dangerous for the CTs. You have to pick the right moments for it, and it is something that you can get information and then understand. But if you just go for it immediately at the start of the round, there's always going to be a risk.
Last round of the first half. Dupree around a boiler position, starting to move away. Pop flash, and the T's burst through. They will get taken by the flash as well, but the CTs have started to move back. Nobody towards Arch at the moment. One player rotating, make it 2. Down Speedway, but can they get there in time?
Pretty scary for Astralis, but
Yes, the porch boost. This clear is so cool. It usually works when, you know, some map control is yours. You jump across the balconies, which is nice.
the push into the site will have some reasonable success. Dupree will get a nice double spray down and these things onto Device. He's already found out though by the likes of Draken, so it's going to be a tough situation, or Forest rather. Be a tough situation here for him, as they know exactly where he's coming from. He's going to have to win the peak. He's close. Shot whiffed by Draken. Smoke out there to suggest a flash, but Draken will elevate himself and take down Device. 6 rounds for NIP at the finish of the first half and 9 for Astralis. A pretty decent half for both sides, I would say, all things considered.
One thing a Snip have that we've seen on Mirage and Inferno here, a lot of low buy strats, good fast splits that they use with very low utility that are quite effective. So that's definitely a good thing. I mean, even when they were, it seemed like a really unlikely and maybe bad opportunity to buy, they had a good strat to back it up.
At 6-9 scoreline. Again, this could be a big pistol run for Astralis to win, and an important one for Ninjas in Pyjamas to win, with aims at tying the score. A lot's riding on this. Presence towards top mid, but not quite top mid from Astralis. Forest again holding these super tight angles. Patient from Astralis towards Banana. 9 sets of Kevlar, Glaive the only man with grenades, flash and a smoke. And Astralis play the waiting game for the time being. Maybe waiting for NIP to get tired, holding their angles. A bit slower on the reactions. Tunnel vision.
I like NIP spots a lot. Even ultra passive, super hard to get up lane. Library is really nice for watching anyone arch. But it looks like Astralis have actually decided to go back to B.
And Rez will spot it. He's going to fall back, and the rotation will commence. At least with one player, perhaps from Library, start to float over. It is now confirmed, of course. Rez, how much can he do? Only 1, but Dennis still alive, and Dennis has 2 and 3. That is magnificent work with the pistol, and exactly what the doctor ordered for NIP. The rotation is not even really required. Dennis has it on lock. Dupree, though, can't count him out. 1v3 in the pistol. He's got 15 seconds, though, so maybe we should start to count him out. And Dennis will knock him out.
How is he so good?
I don't know how he's so
in pistol
consistent
rounds?
with pistols.
It's ridiculous.
Well, it seems like every single pistol round. It's just crazy.
That's it. I'm changing to USB.
Yeah,
I mean, to
PSP2K.
2000.
Me too. I'm gonna join you. What skin are you gonna use?
Boom!
Oh, Retro CX223.
50,000 face-it points. Cha-ching. Close the till, baby. I don't know which P2000. I don't really...
I like the ivory.
I
It's
use
like
one of
black
the red
and white.
ones, but I don't really think any of them look amazing.
They don't have great skin selection in the P2K category.
So we shall see.
Oh dear, that was Dennis and Draken sort of whipping the first few bullets of their sprays actually, and sort of they should be able to kill everyone, making things awkward now because a bunch of kills have happened that could perhaps have been avoided, and there is a possibility for a plant, although Rez is in the back pretty swiftly.
That lane plant, man, I just don't understand. They didn't have control of lane. They could have just safe planted for pit. Glaive could have planted front of the sight box, not been able to have been pushed from arch, and they left lane like they didn't have anyone watching it. But people always do that. I don't know why.
I think people like somehow consider it like this safe default plant because
But it's not.
most default plants are like sort of default because they're sort of the safe easy plant, but in reality that's not necessarily usually the case.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that plays into it at all, but
I wish that made sense, but I don't think it does because you're clearly exposed to short.
Yeah.
no, I know, but that's just like that's what people think is of like the default plant.
Like you're saying that.
If
That's
you're reading it from a
Minecraft.
piece of paper, perhaps, but I don't. No, I don't see it there.
I don't think Dan's saying that it's safe. I'm saying that he thinks the word is typically like a default plant typically means that you're in it like the safest
It's kind of like
for most. It's like the most utilitarian plant, basically.
It's kind of
but
like
it's
cash
not
on B.
sometimes.
Like on cash on B, you know, the back box is like there's a safe plant there.
Yeah.
But the default plant was actually the worst plant.
The
And
worst plant.
People would actually.
Is that the
plant-
default plant though? Like I would. For
Because
me,
default box.
for me, in a professional match, the back plant is the default plant, and then the
Well,
the default plant that we consider is the bad plant, where it's
Yeah.
hard to defend the bomb.
Yeah. I guess I always called the safe plant on that site the default plant, but
It's because you're a filthy casual, Lawrence.
I mean I call the right side site B main, and then the other one checker plant, B main plant.
I like that. Yeah, that's nice.
Ooh.
Get right, getting wrecked by the peak. You do love to see the AWP contacts on B on this map, or just generally anywhere. When you have a very accomplished AWPer, it's very hard to do, but if it's done well, it's so devastating. Not much to respond with for NIP, but Rez, as I say that, with the rifle work, so consistent, not dropping a beat. Magis Boy could perhaps offer salvation. He's got the bomb though, so his play has to work. This has to work, and it doesn't, and the bomb is lost. Oh no, that is disaster for Astralis. It's Zipex, but surely not even Zipex can overcome this.
They just got 3v5'd. I think
They got rezzed.
they got mercied.
Very nice round by Rez. The firepower on NIP is pretty nuts. Like if everyone's performing, it's actually ridiculous. It's a very, very high peak.
One round lead for Ninjas of Pajamas, and the Astralis have been put on pistols. A mixed bag on this round for them. Them being Astralis. Glaive has the flash. Is it the balcony play once again with the flash from top mid? It's a different approach. Oh, the grenade has done some serious damage, and there's a Molotov to throw it up at least around the boiler position. Now we've got the bait, but how many kills are they good for? Draken, 9 more bullets, and that's enough for the third kill. And possession of the bomb. It's got support from a rifler as well, and things go from bad to worse here in this round for Astralis. One player down, but they gave so much money to that SMG.
Yeah. And he's the AWPer too. I kind of like that it worked out like that in the previous time they did that setup. He was also the MP9 guy. Maybe that's in consideration that they want to stockpile cash on him. I don't know.
A strong but important lead. It's similar to what we saw in Mirage. Unfortunately for NIP, it wasn't enough for them then. But, you know, objectively speaking, they're only 2 or 3 buy rounds away from closing this out. So, Astralis on the back foot. buy safe situation. Important rifle round for them to get into the double digits.
So a deep smoke for Banana. This will allow NIP to clear all the positions and get a strong level of map control, which will create a situation for Astralis where they either respect it and take it away later on, or they just allow NIP to play 4 players on A, and they just go A. I know which one I would prefer. I would certainly prefer to retake map control. Wow, even with 4 players there, NIP still look for the info, and now they know that their rotation is going back towards B.
There's still 3 dedicated lane sides, so they're like slow rotations out. They're moving now. Wow.
What a war of attrition. The CT so out of position, already a flank and apartments as well. How do they survive? Get right to the best he could. See the money on the CT side. So they can try to take these weapons away. It's a great burst from Dupree. Oh man, that is an aspirational burst.
It's interesting that NIP played it well, very well, insofar as they got the map control. They actually pressured top mid at correct timing to actually discover that, they understood that the rotation to B was happening at the perfect time. But then they just didn't seem quite so ready to defend on B, or didn't know quite how they would defend B.
Yeah, okay, well, alright, so they get the info mid, and then Get Right is the first person to rotate and the only one to rotate to B to help. He comes just in time, running the whole way because he sees mid is wide open. But why isn't there somebody else already at B? Why isn't he the third rotate?
Right.
Were they really well set up to use that information properly? Was like the big question.
That's a really good point. Yeah. I think that's something we were crediting NRG with being good at when they were playing a bit more aggressively yesterday on this map. It's very good at reading the info and reacting quickly. Draken's in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. 3 HP, he's surely going to die. He's dead.
He's being dispatched up.
Yeah.
They still got their options wide open. 2 players in halls means they can sell small A fake if they want to. Go back to A in the eventuality, if that's the word, that one of these players dies. But more than anything else, they can influence rotation so heavily. And look, they think that it's a fake. It's not. Full commitment. It's all on res.
Dancing around the pillar. Good for 1 kill.
Oh!
Making it rain as res. Tying the score. Some spray from Get Right. Doing light damage. Get Right awaits the rotation from his teammates. 2 flashes. They may have to wait out the smoke. They've all got kits. He will hold the construction for them. And he may even get a kill if Dupree goes for a peek. Then it's close. Peppering through the smoke. Molotov, but Get Right ahead of it. And he might get himself a free kill, but he does not want to overextend. The flash is there. Flash from Get Right as well. But nobody's serving up a kill. There we go. Device taken down. Bomb continues to tick. They know where the last 2 are. Pushing beyond the angle, but it's not going to work out for these CTs. 2 versus 1 now. Forrest has to back away.
So sick.
Yeah, you gotta respect the fact that Rez can pretty consistently, by himself, get 2 kills from a ridiculous spot.
There's very few players in the world that are just going to be able to kill, all alone in your sight, kill 5 players from Astralis running across your screen. That's just crazy. So, especially when they thought it was going to be a fake. I mean, really, the win in that round was getting the opening kill and then being able to say we can go A or B at any time. That really scared NIP. But that was a nice play in the after plan from Dupree to open up his options at New Box. When he knew he had to fight someone in CT so that he could take a proper angle on construction.
And now look where NIP are left. They still do have some guns, like the AWP is there on res, but see there's UMP. It's not the best look, but they realize the movement here of their opponents. They've been locked out of Arch side, and they could do a B split if they wanted. So the question is what NIP are expecting. Dennis with the M4 up on the quad roof doing all kinds of damage. Oh, they'll line up for Dupree though, and he's been very, very good with the rifles so far today. He spins around, no idea where he's being shot from. Oh man.
Difficult. That leaves Rez alone now. Troubled waters for Ninjas in Pajamas. No sign of a bridge in this round.
No money left.
Yeah, this is rough. This is really rough. Is this the makings of a 0-4 day for Ninjas in Pajamas? There's still time to fight, there's still opportunity to come, but it becomes less and less as Astralis take the lead on Inferno. Let's not forget, Astralis are trying to continue their undefeated streak, trying to go 12-0.
Who wants it more?
How bad do you want it?
Will they force? Seen more egregious forces from NIP.
I like what they've done.
Yeah. Op's good enough.
Minimalist approach, I think it's good. I think the AWP indeed, if you put the AWP in the right place, the additional money spent on any other guns may be quite negligible. I don't know, it's all speculation. Astralis might be keeping things simple though. They may just decide to go into B. And with the AWP present, a smoke set piece onto this bomb site will definitely make the AWP somewhat useless. So this is a sensible play. And I like doing it blind sometimes. I like doing the anti-eco blind sometimes. And see if it works out for them. Dennis, nothing. Get right, nothing. Astralis have the bomb sites.
Surely it's time to protect the AWP. They're pretty close, but what can I expect to get from this? Keep the AWP alive. That's got to be a priority. And sometimes it's worth using the remaining players as an early warning system. Oh.
Uh-oh. Did he hit him? Looks like he might have. Or no, he didn't.
Either way, he's not dead. Now we see Dupree charging up the middle area to hunt down this AWP. They could go through this, especially with the MAC-10. It matters not. Here they go, together. Oh, everyone is here. It's a party on the A site. With the bomb down on B. There is money though for another AWP. 4 Ninjas in Pajamas. 13 rounds for Astralis now. Dangerous waters indeed for the Ninjas.
Three-man banana start for NIP. Yeah, they have a decent amount of nades, not on Draken though, but they have enough that they could take banana with them if they wanted early in the round, but some counter grenades from the T's will certainly hamstring any effort to do so when Device gets close. Turns away from the Francis and flash in time. Nice work. The 180s. Device waits for a moment. Perhaps a flash from a teammate could create the opportunity he needs to make an opening for his team as Rez dances around and Device can hear everything. There's a flash from Glaive. Here goes Device.
Oh.
It's perfect. Absolutely perfect there from Astralis, and Device is going to roll with that one straight into the bomb site, all the way in with Glaive, and that's the B bomb site.
That's crazy, man. That's such a good play from Astralis. That's what they're trying to do. All those times that you see a T posted up by that wall, just hanging out, waiting, they're just trying to see, will I get cleared? Will I get this fight? Will it be evacuated? And then how to deal with that. And I was like, such a great supporting flash from Glaive.
The silencer gives Forrest's position away, and he is unable to do anything, unable to fire a bullet. And now they know where Draken is. Perhaps the hunt will begin again. But 1 versus 3. They want to hunt too early. Want to contain until the clock runs late and then make the push. 14 rounds is where Astralis are headed. But where are NIP headed? A difficult day of Counter-Strike for them.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. I feel like when you're playing the T side or the T side of Inferno, you're going to win at least one round or half like that, where someone gets a good spawn, there's a good flash timing, the CTs don't have the nades to stop you, you get that, the 2 instant picks on B, they just win the round. Oh!
Headshot.
Nice. Nice.
Well, that's something. That is so important that he stays alive, because he can drop that rifle to a teammate. And they really need that rifle.
Oh, that was so sick. Yeah, without this op, I mean, it's a totally different round. You can drop the teammate.
I feel like maybe in the past as well, Astralis would have, after Dwight gets that kill, they play the 5v4 out instead of just running into the site as well.
I think they knew that he was alone, at least for a little bit, just because his teammate would have been top banana with him.
Right.
Well then, the ball is in the court of Astralis. They are the aggressors. Get right making his way to A as the fourth man. There we go. NIP trying to be the aggressors, trying to get an early lead. Some pre-fire questions being asked, and that will take Draken's angle off of mid. And here comes a charge from the balcony position. Draken absolutely stuck. Disaster on the A site for Ninjas in Pajamas.
Yeah, this looks very tough. At least they're pretty tagged up. Maybe Get Rights and Rez can get something going. At least on the damage perspective, at least upgrade some guns. AK for Rez, as he may be hunted now by the likes of Zipex. Indeed, lovely off angle from Zipex. He was very low on health. The off angles can give you that advantage in time as you catch your opponent off guard. Now Get Right must survive. This is Battle Royale. And no chicken dinner for him. Astralis.
Unreal.
15 rounds, NIP 11. NIP with no money. They got no money.
Feels like if this match was on playout, Astralis would just win every round at this point. Somehow, even though it was so close up until a few rounds ago.
Utility is definitely not a good look for us. NIP on a CT side of Inferno. Nor is the MP9 perhaps, or the FAMASs, or the lack of an AWP. Lots of things to be wanting for NIP, but they'll have to deal with what they have. And Astralis are actually playing a fairly slow pace to this round. I'd imagine that they would realize that NIP have a limited supply of utility, a very limited supply. So in playing slow, they really do increase their chances when they eventually want to go to a site. There won't be as many counter grenades to worry about.
No more pylons for NIP.
Oh.
Well, there goes Forrest, and there goes some of the last of Ninjas in Pajamas' utility. Dennis makes a play through the smoke. They did not detect the collision. But how many kills can he get? There's one, there's the bomb. Re-aggressing, but he just can't find the mark, and it's down to Rez from the B bomb site versus 4 high health, well-equipped Astralis players, presumably in a post-plant situation. One awaiting him in Arch. Frederick Sterner is in a pretty bad spot, and he will be put out of his misery by the device. 16-11, Astralis continue the clean sheet. NIP goes 0-4 for the day.
I feel bad for NIP, man. I feel really bad. Because again, it's just that they felt like they played pretty well. It's just that they faced the two most dangerous online teams in the league today. Astralis and Fnatic have just been playing so well, and we saw some really nice rounds from Astralis in this game. Some brilliant holds. It's just wasn't NIP's day.
Yeah, it looked like a strong NIP, but an even stronger Astralis. Same can be said for Fnatic, so it was a tough day overall, but they came so close, and at least they can say that they know that they had some rounds that they played well in. Towards the end of the game, Astralis seemed to only get stronger, but some definitely highlight plays from the NIP members, such as Rez on B especially.
Yeah, most certainly, and as we can see, you know, Dupree, you know, I feel like ever since they started to change the approach a little bit, we can see that he's been more enabled. He's more comfortable in this role. I think before he was, although he was an entry man, he's very much sort of in support roles at the same time, and it seemed like he wasn't quite comfortable. And we saw that from the fact that, you know, when Device was away for a while and then he just came back there, I think he was swapping him out as the main AWPer and then having Dupree as the main AWPer, and Dupree wanted to get more aggressive. So it's cool that they've actually found with Magisk something that's actually clearly working. It feels like it's a smooth experience for them on the team.
It looks pretty good, and now we can see how good the leaderboard looks for Astralis. 12-0. You could not ask for much better than that. A difficult game, difficult day for NIP. They are 3-4-6 at the moment, but certainly in a recoverable position at the halfway mark of their